So, hey y'all, in case you cannot tell, I bought a couple books, and I will be showing you what books I bought. So I have a couple books that I have read. Well, okay, two of them I've read, two of them I haven't. So anyway, the first book, which I have not read, is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I've heard amazing things about this author, and especially this book. I've heard that it is really sad. The writing is a little small, but it's also kind of it's kind of a short book. And I've heard amazing things about this author and his writing, and a lot of really good things about it. I know it's about two boys, like I think maybe 12 or so. Like their best friend, and so like they live in, and they enter a kite race together, which is why it's called The Kite Runner. And I know one of the boys is forced to move because like after the Russians invade, and it takes place in 1975. Okay, this video is going to be very scattered, so I apologize. And then he returns home after like the Taliban took over or whatever. I know that it's really sad, and it's a definite tearjerker, and I love tearjerkers. Apparently it is a movie, it says on the back. And I will read you the synopsis. Afghanistan, 1975, 12-year-old Amir is desperate to win the local kite fighting tournament, and his loyal friend Hassan promises to help him. But neither of the boys foresee what will happen to Hassan that afternoon, an event that is to shatter their lives. I was interrupted, and I just got really distracted, and lots of stuff happened, and so now I'm officially on spring break, and I finally have more time to film. So the next book we're gonna talk about, I need to get them, is one that I have already read. It's called City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I'm not the biggest fan of this edition, but I do love like the overall design, not like the color really. But I've already read it, and I'm going to be reading it for Chantel Reads All Day, her Read Your Bookshelf challenge, which I will link her video down in the description. And I can't say this is one of my favorite books. The prompt that we're doing for the reading challenge is a main character with red hair, and this was really the only book that I could think of that, like, where the main character has red hair. And so I'm going to be reading this book for her challenge. I originally listened to the entire book series on audio, and now I can't say I loved it. It definitely has its problems, but I do like it, especially like the later half of the series. It's really good. Not amazing. The writing style in this one particularly is bad, but the other ones are amazing. And so now we're going to put it right here to read for April. And then the next book I want to talk about, again, I have read. It's one of my absolute favorite books, and again, by Cassandra Clare. It's The Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angel. I do not own the rest of the series, but I love this book. I've already started rereading it, like in case you can't tell by all the tabs. If you don't know what the Shadowhunter world is about, it's like about this world of people who are called Shadowhunters, and they hunt demons, and the Shadowhunters are what the Bible would call Nephilim. And then there's vampires and werewolves and warlocks and fairies, and I love the entire world. I can't say I love like her worldview. She has like she's one of the most liberal authors that I've ever read. I'm just letting y'all know, especially in Last Hours. But I especially loved this book because of how much I could relate to the characters and their growth, and how like all the stuff that they go through, like their responses to those things that they go through. I could particularly relate to. Like, it's very similar to stuff that I've gone through. And I especially love this one. The synopsis is: when Tessa Gray arrives in England during the reign of Queen Victoria, something terrifying is waiting for her in London's downworld, where vampires, warlocks, and other supernatural folk stalk the gaslit streets. Friendless and haunted, Tessa seeks refuge with the Shadowhunters, a band of demon hunters. Drawn in ever deeper into the world, she finds herself fascinated by and torn between two best friends. And those two best friends are Jem and Will. I love both of them. This is Will pictured on the cover, and then Jem is on the cover of the second book, which I'm gonna buy as soon as I finish rereading this one. I have about 100 pages left, and yes, you can see all the tabs, and I absolutely love that series. And then the next book is one I have not read, but I've heard amazing things about, and I need to read because I have seen the show, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. There were multiple times where I was wanting to start the audiobook, but I've heard this is so amazing, and I feel like this is the type of book that I would want to like own physically and like annotate. And I absolutely love, like, as I mentioned, I've watched the Shadow and Bone TV show, and they're the reason why. The crows are the reason why. I mean, and also that the show is the reason why I read Shadow and Bone, which I didn't love, but it was good. And I absolutely love the show, as I previously mentioned. And I fell in love with the crows from the TV show, and I feel like I'm gonna fall even deeper in love with them reading the book. The synopsis is: a convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive the slums. She's my favorite character, by the way. A thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz Brekker and his crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first. This is definitely my type of book. I know that it's really confusing. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, this does seem really good, and I also want to finish the Six of Crows duology and then go on and finish the rest of the Grishaverse with King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, because I love Nikolai. He's one of my book boyfriends. I love him. I love him. I love him. So for a quick recap, we have The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I'm really excited to read this book. And then again, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Clockwork Angel, Cassandra Clare. And then Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Not the biggest fan of the cover, but I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. So enough of me geeking about books, because I definitely do that way too much. So if you want to see me read and review these books, please remember to like, comment, and maybe subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye.